Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of my podcast. I'm your host, Brooke Podcast, and this episode is super exciting. It is the holiday episode because this episode is coming out the day before Christmas Eve. So I wanted to honor that and give you guys a little bit of my opinions about Christmas time, what I do around Christmas time with my family, and also whatever you guys celebrate. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas. If you don't celebrate anything, I hope you still have a great weekend and happy holidays regardless of what you celebrate. Me and my family do, however, celebrate Christmas, so that is what I'm going to be talking about in this episode. I have my festive gear on, as you can see. Got my hat, my Christmas shirt, I got my red nails. My shirt says, instead of gifts, I'm giving everyone my opinion. And that is so valid because I am clearly doing a podcast, which all I do is tell you guys my opinions. So let's just get right into this episode. So I'm first going to tell you guys what I always do on Christmas and around Christmas, like my family's traditions and stuff. So every year before Christmas, it's not on the same day every year. This year we just had ours. It was on December 16th. We call it a cookie craft day. And it's where like all the girls in my family, like my aunts, my cousins, my sister, my mom, like all the girls go to my aunt's house and we do exactly what it is. We bake and decorate cookies. And then we also make a craft, and each year we do a different craft and someone would usually plan it. This year we kind of all each did our own crafts. Mine is right here. I made this gnome. It is made out of a sock and I glued like the nose and the beard on and stuff. I made another one too, but I don't have it out. But yeah, that's my little gnome that I just made. Wanted to add it to the set. But one of my aunts, she also painted like a little wooden nutcracker. We just do different stuff and we just have a little bonding girls time and it's super duper fun. And I've done that like every single year since I can remember. Like as a kid, I just remember going to my aunt's house with my mom sometime before Christmas and having our little cookie craft day. That's all we really have before like Christmas time. We don't really do like too many things this year though. I'm actually super excited because we are going to the Chris Kindle Market in Chicago and I've never ever been. And we went actually when this podcast comes out, this podcast comes out on Saturday. We went on the Friday. So hopefully that was super fun. It's going to be freezing, but we're doing that this year. So that's something exciting. And then I'll go into Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, usually it's just my immediate family that lives at my house. It's usually just me, my mom, my brother, my sister, and my grandpa. And we go to church on Christmas Eve usually. There's like a service around like 4 p.m. usually. And then we always go out to dinner. This year, Christmas Eve falls on a Sunday, so they don't have like a nighttime service. They just have the regular 9 a.m. and then a 10:30 service. So I think we're just going to go to the morning service. I'm not even really religious. I don't really I've never read the Bible. I've never done anything like that. I don't really know if I really believe. I don't know what I believe, but just I do like the feeling of going to church for some reason. Like it does uplift me, and even if I don't relate it to God necessarily, whatever the priest, is that what they're called? Yeah, whatever the priest is saying usually does still resonate with me in some way. And also the music too, the church we go to, they sing, and it's really I don't know, warms my heart. I don't know. But and I'm just a very tradition person. I don't know, I like things how they are. So we've just always gone to church. So I just want to keep doing that. So we usually do that on Christmas Eve. We go to church, we go out to dinner, and then we always open one present on Christmas Eve, which is always my mom gets us each Christmas pajamas every year. So we get our pajamas, we open them, and then we put them on. We all have our Christmas pajamas on, and then we always watch a Christmas movie. Every year it depends. I don't remember. I think last year we watched, is it Santa Claus is Coming to Town? I think it's Santa Claus is Coming to Town. The one with the heat miser and the snow miser. We watched that one last year. And I think this year we're going to watch Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys because I love that movie and I haven't watched it in years. So that's the one that I really want to watch. Hopefully everyone else in my family will be on board with that. But so yeah, our Christmas Eve is very low key and chill, very cozy. I love my home. You guys can only see this little area, but we decorate it so cute and cozy. Like I just love the feeling when my house is all decorated for Christmas. But then on Christmas Day, growing up, we used to wake up in the morning, open presents, like eat breakfast and stuff, and then we'd go to my aunt's house. The same aunt actually that we go to for the cookie craft day. We used to go to her house and Christmas Day night and open presents like with all the extended family, like my aunts, uncles, cousins. But ever since COVID happened, we kind of stopped doing that and like changed it up. So now just last year and this year, maybe the year before too, I don't remember, we started going over there for brunch instead and not at night. And also as people are getting older too, like we were all kids when we would do that. And now that like people are getting older, like you don't need to get every single person something and all that stuff. Like usually the adults would just do like Secret Santa and then the kids would get stuff. But now like my youngest first cousin that I have is he 17, 18? So it's like, we're all like older. We don't need to like go, like we don't need all our aunts and uncles to like get us a bunch of toys. So I guess it kind of just changes as we get older. But so yeah, we usually open presents still at home with my immediate family. And then we go over to my Aunt Lori's to eat. Oh, well, I just said her name, but it's okay. Aunt Lori, if you're watching this, hey. But we go over to her house and we eat breakfast and we play games and just spread the Christmas cheer with family. But usually, so then Christmas Day, we would wake up pretty damn early. And as kids too, we'd wake up so early and just open all the presents. Let me know what order you guys do it in the comments below, because I'm actually very curious. We would always do stockings first and then open gifts. And also the way my mom would do it is, since there's 3 of us, she'd give us each a present. Like she'd give my brother one, me one, my sister one, and then we'd all each open one at the same time. And then we'd finish that one. She'd give us each one. We'd open it. Like she would always try and get us like an even amount of presents and then open them. Like we each open one at a time. So let me know what you guys do in your family, because I'm actually curious, because I know so many people do it so many different ways. But yeah, so we usually wake up then Christmas morning and we open all our presents and then we go to my aunt's, like I said, and then that's about it really for us for our Christmas activities. We have a very chill, low-key Christmas. So I know a lot of people do way more things. And also I know I grew up without a dad as well. And so I know a lot of people that have like both parents, like they'll have a Christmas at their mom's side, a Christmas at their dad's side, like all that stuff. But we just have a really chill, small, intimate little Christmas. So that is the overview of what our family does for the Christmas and holiday season. And the next thing I wanted to bring up is what I think. If you're a kid right now watching this, stop watching, okay? But I wanted to give you guys my opinion on what I think about parents like lying to their kids about Santa. And I honestly like loved that, to be honest. Like I didn't like, okay, when I found out that, actually, I'm not even joking, I haven't been through much struggles in my life, like knock on wood. Like I've had a pretty good life, actually a very, very good life. So let me knock on wood again. But I've had like some deaths that I've gone through and stuff, but okay. Learning that Santa was not real probably it's in the top 5 worst days of my life. I'm not even kidding. And I've also never been in a serious relationship. So I've like that experience, finding out Santa wasn't real, was like my first heartbreak. Like I was devastated, you guys. Like that was so upsetting to find out. But anyway, I think it's fine because I feel like I loved Christmas as a kid. Like it felt so magical and awesome. And like now, okay, everyone always says this, like when you're older, like the Christmas feels different, but like it genuinely really does. So I feel like I want to tell my kids about Santa because I want them to feel the same like magic I felt. Like Christmas just was so awesome as a kid. I don't know. And so I definitely want to, but I don't really care either way. I think parents who don't, their kids will be just fine too. And everyone's family does things differently. So if you don't want to tell your kids about Santa, then that's fine. I am probably going to tell mine, like I said, just because it's so fun and like innocent to see like Christmas through their eyes. And just like knowing how awesome my childhood was and my Christmases were as a kid, like I can't wait to do that for my kids someday. So yeah, I think it's fine. One thing I don't really get, to be honest though, and I probably won't do for my kids, and I never grew up with one, was an elf on the shelf. I feel like the elf on the shelf is kind of corny, and I know a lot of people that do it or like have had them. I'm not like dissing on you guys. I'm talking about for me personally, like with my kids, like I'm not going to give my kids one. And maybe that's also because I didn't grow up with one. Like obviously I think if my mom, like if we had one, I would want to do it. But I feel like if my kid wants to talk to Santa, because the whole thing about Elf on the Shelf, right, is like he can like give every night he goes and tells Santa and he comes back and like you find him in like a different spot and you can't touch him because then he'll lose the magic or whatever. And I don't know, I feel like I'll just have my kid like write a letter to Santa, or like he can talk I don't know if my kid's a he or she, whatever, but my kid can talk to Santa like that way. I don't really want an elf on the shelf. And also just like the whole thing of having to come up with ideas for however long the elf on the shelf is there and move them all around. Like that's just a lot of work, to be honest. And I feel like I still had a very awesome childhood Christmas experience without that. So I'm probably not going to do an elf on the shelf. But the whole point of that was, what do I think about parents lying to their kids about Santa? I think it's a great idea. I think also like my mom always as a kid would use it against us, which I don't even blame her. Like if we were being annoying, or not even annoying, but if we were being like bad, she'd be like, Santa is watching and you're going to not get presents, and we'd act right real quick. So I think it's a good parenting strategy. And like I said, Santa was like my whole childhood. He was like, it was amazing. I was so excited for Santa to come. We would go on like the Santa tracking like website and like see where he was, like just the excitement of like, we have to go to bed so Santa will come. And it's so awesome. So that's my opinion on that. The next topic I have is, what is the meaning of Christmas? Like, what is it to me? I feel like Christmas is really about family. I know it's obviously Jesus's birthday, and I do believe that like Jesus was like a real person. Like I believe that he was born wherever. I think he was born. Yeah, he was born in Bethlehem, and I believe that story, but I just don't know if I believe in like a God. I don't know. I literally don't know. But so that's like what the meaning of Christmas is. Christ was born and we celebrate that. And I think that is a great meaning. And I think like I said, how every family celebrates Christmas different. I think everybody has a different meaning of Christmas. For me, it's not really the meaning of it, but just like what I think of when I think of Christmas. I just think of family time. I think of like coziness. Like I just love like it being cold outside and snow. Winter is literally my favorite season. This time of year is like my favorite ever. Like I love when it snows. I love sledding, building snowmen. I love like being inside and you just see the snow and you have like the fireplace on and you're drinking hot cocoa. Like, oh, it just makes me so, so happy. Like, I literally, that is what I think of when I think of Christmas. Like, just being cozy, being with friends and family, laughter, joy. And I just love like the music too, like all like the old, like nostalgic, like Christmas songs are just so cozy. And I don't know, I know a lot of people get seasonal depression during this time. And I understand that too. Like, I know that like it's kind of hard for some people, like especially if they've gone through like loss in their family and stuff. And then like I know the holidays can be like a tough time for people. Sorry, y'all. You know I gotta take a sip of my coffee. My throat's dry as hell. Anyway, and I understand that completely. Like, I understand if this is a hard time of year for you, I'm here for you. I understand you. If you literally, I'm not even kidding. If you are struggling and you're watching this, you can DM me. My Instagram is Banter with Brooke, all lowercase. DM me and I will respond. Like, it's okay to be sad this time of year. I understand. And just try and think about the positives. Like, think about the coziness of like, watch like a nostalgic Christmas movie. And I also get the seasonal depression too, because it's like dark out way earlier and it's cold and the sun's not out as much, because the sun and like being outside and getting fresh air really does play a role on people's mental health. So I understand that aspect of seasonal depression, but just really try and think of the best, think of the happiness. If you even have like a roof over your head or like friends or anything, like just think of the stuff you do have and everything will be okay. And also, if you really, really, truly hate this time of year and can't think of anything good, just remember that it will pass. Like, okay, Christmas will be over and you can resume doing whatever you're doing. So that's another good thing, is just like everything is temporary. But okay, now I'm getting a little bit off track. So yeah, Christmas to me is just family, being with friends, being cozy, having fun, laughter, and just the Christmas spirit. I don't know. I just love it. And like talking to kids too around Christmas time is so cute, because like I said earlier, like the innocence and just like seeing things through their eyes, like it's just so cute. Like, what are you asking Santa for? And like they're just so excited, and it makes me really happy, because I love when kids are like innocent. I don't know, it's so cute. Next thing I want to talk about some of my favorite Christmas songs and movies. I love freaking literally, like I was saying, I love like every Christmas song, every Christmas movie, but I really like Carol of the Bells, the one that's like da na 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 na. I love that one. I also love, what's another one I like? Oh, Last Christmas. I love Last Christmas. I literally love I like White Christmas. Did I already say All I Want for Christmas Is You? I don't remember. I also love like when pop artists like make Christmas albums. Like, I love Ariana Grande's Christmas album, Christmas and Chill. I love Justin Bieber's Under the Mistletoe album. Like, I love all Christmas songs. I love Elvis, his Blue Christmas. And also just like the classic ones, like Jingle Bells, Jingle Bell Rock, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. The chestnuts roasting on an open fire, like all those fire songs. I literally will like listen to Christmas music in like July. I'm not even kidding. So I really love every Christmas song. Some of my favorite Christmas movies are also like just the old nostalgic, like classic ones, like Santa Claus is Coming to Town, A Year Without a Santa Claus. I think that's what the one is called, with the snow miser, A Year Without a Santa Claus. But I love that one. I love Santa Claus Coming to Town. I love Rudolph. I love The Grinch. I love Home Alone. That one's such a classic. I love literally, I think just, yeah, the Charlie Brown Christmas movie. Like, they're all just so good. And also they're kind of cheesy, but like some of them are cute. Like the Hallmark Christmas movies. I don't know, just like Christmas movies and music in general just makes me have like a nice warm cozy feeling inside. I don't know how you could hate Christmas movies. Some people literally like, I hate Christmas music, and it's like, okay, fucking Ebenezer Scrooge, like, why are you so fucking angry? Like, how can you listen to like Holly Jolly Christmas and be fucking, oh, I hate this? Like, you're fucking miserable anyway. And same with Christmas movies. Like, when you watch Home Alone, like, that shit's so cute, like, and funny. Like, a lot of them are so funny. Like, A Christmas Story, just all the nostalgic classic movies I absolutely love. Also, Daddy's Home 2, I kind of would consider a Christmas movie, because they're like going on a vacation like on Christmas, and I love that movie. So I don't even know why I really brought up my favorite Christmas movies and Christmas songs, because I literally love them all. Next thing I wanted to talk about is some Christmas facts that I looked up, because I was just thinking there's so much shit about Christmas that probably I've never thought about, at least, and I don't know if anyone else has either. I mean, I'm sure somebody who's like obsessed with Christmas probably knows these, but I do not. So I have 6 facts here for you guys about Christmas. So the first one is holiday purchases account for 1/6 of all yearly retail sales in the United States, which I feel like it doesn't really sound like a lot, but I feel like that's a lot. You know how, okay, well, I knew this was going to happen, but hopefully you guys don't mind that my light just died. It's not the worst lighting, but I need to be better about charging it. Anyway, okay, yeah, it doesn't look that bad, right? Okay. That is a lot. If you think about it, 1/6 of the whole year. You know how much Americans like shop and buy stuff, like retail, like consumerism's fucking crazy. So for holiday purchases, like to be 1/6 of the whole yearly like purchases, yeah, holiday purchases account for 1/6 of all yearly retail sales in the US. I thought that was pretty crazy. Like, I know people buy a lot and spend a lot around Christmas, but for it to make up 1/6 of the sales, I thought that was a pretty crazy fact, and hope you guys do too. Next one, approximately 35 million living Christmas trees are sold each year in the US, and more than 45 million are planted. Which, first of all, okay, yes, planting trees, like 45 million are planted every year. That's fire. Also, 35 million living Christmas trees are sold each year. I feel like that's a lot. Also, we have always had fake trees. Like, growing up, I've never like gone to like a Christmas tree farm, and I feel like a lot of my friends too, like no one I really know has a real tree. So I'm like, okay, oh, I kind of want to do that with my kids, but I know that there's like problems with that. Like, there could be like shit like in the tree, like, I don't know, whatever. That's a whole other thing, but I feel like I kind of do want to do it because I love the smell. I love pine trees are like my favorite tree, I think, to be honest with you. I also like willow trees, but like I love a big pine tree. Like, oh, it's so cute. And the smell of pine needles. So I feel like I kind of do want like a real tree. But 35 million are sold every year. I feel like that's a lot of damn trees, but that's honestly good. And it's good that they plant 45 million because everybody's cutting down fucking trees. So we need more trees planted. So crazy fact. Next one. The creator of Rudolph, Robert L. May, was considering Rollo and Reginald before he settled on the name Rudolph. Imagine fucking Rudolph was named Reginald. Like, I hate that. I'm sorry. Like, Rudolph is perfect. He knew what he was doing when he decided on that name. And that's crazy. Did y'all ever know that he like almost had a different name? I never, ever, ever knew that. Like, Rudolph was not always Rudolph. That's crazy. I didn't even know he like had an inventor, had anything. But yeah, Robert L. May, he considered Rollo, like the fucking candy, or Rollo maybe, Rollo, and Reginald before he settled on Rudolph, which I thought that was cool too, but like I never would have known that if I didn't look that up. Next one, the song Jingle Bells holds a Guinness World Record for being the first ever song played in outer space. First of all, how does anybody even know that? Like, did like some world record person like go on the spaceship with them to like get proof of that? Because don't like world records like need proof? Like, I feel like I always see like the world record people like there when someone's like trying to beat a record, or maybe that's just like in movies and shows. I have no idea. But I feel like, how do they know that Jingle Bells was the first ever song played in outer space? I mean, that's cool as fuck. And shout out to Jingle Bells for having a world record. But how do they know that that was the first song? And like, how do they even play music in outer space? I mean, I guess they can bring their phone to space, but like, where's the Wi-Fi? How do you play music? I don't know. I literally don't know anything. I'm probably the dumbest person, but crazy that that's even like a thing. Like, who thinks about what songs playing in outer space? But thought it was a weird fact. Next one, Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, also invented Christmas lights. And I put in parentheses along with Edward H. Johnson because I didn't want to have him not have his credit. Shout out to Edward H. Johnson, because there's so many people that probably invented shit that like don't get credit, or like no one even like knows about. So I wanted to give that man his credit, but that's crazy. I mean, I guess that's kind of common sense. Like, if he if he invented the light bulb, I mean, he probably like Christmas lights are the same damn thing, but just smaller. And so I saw like him and Edward like decorated their like office or something, which that's so cute. Like, okay, Thomas Edison, like that's so girly pop. He decorated his fucking thing with Christmas lights. But again, that's just something like I never would have known if I didn't look up like Christmas facts. Like the other ones I could have guessed. Like, I could have guessed that there was like a hella amount of Christmas trees sold, and I could have guessed that there was like so many people spent so much money on holiday purchases, like the retail sales one. But like, so this one's kind of common sense, I guess. Like, Thomas Edison invented Christmas lights because he also invented light bulbs, but like I never would have known that. And the last one I have written down is Home Alone is the highest grossing Christmas movie of all time, which that's valid. It deserves it. I honestly haven't watched the other. Isn't there Home Alone 2 and 3? I just recently watched Home Alone 1, like the first one again. And oh, it's just so good and such a classic. Like, the scene where he's talking to the old man in church, and then at the end when you like see the old man, because he's talking about how he hasn't spoken to his son, and then you see the old man with his son like at the end of the movie. Like, oh, it's so cute. And he was just such a cute kid. Like, Macaulay Culkin was such a cute kid. But yeah, that's the highest grossing Christmas movie of all time, and it honestly deserves it. But those were all the facts that I had written down. And I wish I knew more about the other like holidays. Sorry, my brother's blasting fucking music upstairs. I wish I knew more about like Hanukkah. I know that they have the menorah and the 8 candles. I remember learning like a little bit about it in school, but not really much. Like, I wish I like knew more. And it's crazy that just like so many other places, like I feel like so many people are always wrapped up in themselves. Like, they don't realize like how different everybody does stuff. Like, you know, how many different holidays and stuff there are. Also, another thing I remember about Christmas, like that made it so special as a kid, was school. Like, just getting ready to like get out of school for winter break was like so fun. And like elementary school, like when you're really young, when you'd have like the holiday parties, like you'd have like your winter party, you have like Valentine's Day parties like at the school, and you'd like make different stuff. Like my house right now, we have 2 trees. We have our upstairs tree, which is our main Christmas tree. That's where we do presents. Like, we go to that tree, but then we have a tree right to the left of me, actually down here, that my mom gets me, my brother and sister an ornament every single year. And that is also that's like one of the first things we open on Christmas Day. We do our stockings, and usually the ornament will be in the stocking, but she gets us one every year. So this tree down here is all of my Matthew and Morgan's ornaments. But one time I just said that because I'm looking at an ornament on the tree that I made when I was younger in like kindergarten at one of our like holiday parties. There were ornaments and they were red and like glossy, and we painted our hands white and put it on the ornament and painted little faces on them. So they were like 5 little snowmen on our ornament, and like just stuff like that. And like you'd bring the treats. Like I always see the videos and they actually like almost bring me to tears. Like the videos, like point of view, like first grade, like you're getting ready for winter break, like, or like POV, like growing up in the early 2000s, like Christmas time. And it literally shows pictures of just like that vibe, like the school and like the parties and like the snow and like all that stuff. Like you guys know what I'm talking about, like nostalgic, like early 2000s Christmas, like TikToks. And I always see them, and literally like that's exactly how Christmas felt as a kid. Like I literally loved all of that. Like so awesome. And I do still obviously love Christmas now. It's just like a different kind of love, and it makes me like appreciate my mom so much more because of like, it makes me appreciate my mom so much more because how magical she was able to make it for us. Like I just loved my childhood, and I am so thankful because I know not everybody had a good childhood, and also just like the memories of being with my siblings, like playing in the snow. I feel so bad for kids that grew up in like states where it never snows. Like snow on Christmas and like winter as a kid literally is just the best feeling in the world, and I can't even put words to describe it. One time, funny story, I was playing outside, and playing outside in the snow is a whole fucking task. Let me just tell you, putting the sweatpants or the snow pants on, the jacket, the gloves, the boots, like literally putting your snow gear on was like a whole fucking process. And so I just got all my coat zipped up, my boots, everything on, and I went outside, and within 10 minutes I had to pee. And I'm like, I just got out here, I am not going inside to pee, because then I'd have to take all my stuff off, go pee, put it all back on. It was a whole process, and I just got outside 10 minutes ago, so I'm like, I'm not going to go inside and pee. I dead ass pissed my pants, like purposefully. I was like, I don't feel like going in, but I really have to pee, so I'm just gonna pee. And I just peed and then continued to play outside in my pee filled pants for however long we were playing outside. I don't even remember, but all I remember is then when we got inside, I got in the shower. You guys know when like your hands are really cold, or like you're really cold and you put your hands under like hot water, it feels like it's like burning because it's so like just the difference in temperature, like the freezing to the hot water. The pee like was probably like a little bit frozen like on my legs because it was so cold. And I just remember getting in the shower and literally it was like burning so bad because my skin was so cold and the water was so warm. But that was a funny story. Some of my most memorable like gifts opening up, I remember we got a Barbie dollhouse, like a pretty big one, and that was like so exciting. I remember one year I wanted to redo my room, so I got a bunch of stuff. Like I got a vanity, I got a chair for my vanity, I got all this stuff for my new room, and that was like really exciting. I remember getting an iPhone. That was crazy. Like getting a phone, I was like, oh my gosh. But usually like some people literally get like insane amounts of stuff for Christmas, or like insane amounts of like rich stuff, like all these shoes, all these everything. Like we don't really get that much. We get like a couple clothes, couple small things, and I was always content with what I got. Like we got enough, and like everything, like I'm so grateful for absolutely everything I have. And I'm really excited just for this year for Christmas, because I just love this time of year. Also, sorry if you can hear my siblings talking upstairs, but Christmas, like I said, is just my favorite time of year. So nostalgic for me, and I just love spending time with family, especially more now because my sister just went away to college this year. And so now like just having her home for like this extended like period of time, like I'm happy to just have her here and just be with family because like no one's doing anything because it's Christmas. So like you just have all the time in the world to be with your family. I can now go into the piece of advice / motivation that I have for you guys for this episode. It is because, like I said earlier, this time of year isn't the happiest for everyone, and I understand that and feel that. And also, like I said too, what Christmas... Sorry, I burped. That was so disgusting. Like I also said, Christmas means to me is just like joy and happiness and laughter and family time. So this quote I found says, "It is not joy that makes us grateful. It is gratitude that makes us joyful." Let me say that again so y'all can really process it. It is not joy that makes us grateful. It is gratitude that makes us joyful. And I just loved that so much because I feel like people think that you have to be happy, like in order to be grateful. And I feel like also when you are not happy, you always think about the negatives. And so I feel like when you have gratitude and you're grateful, that is what makes us joyful. When you think about the little things that you are grateful for, like literally if you have some friends, access to food and water and a roof over your head, you're doing better than a lot of people. Like there's so many people that are homeless, don't have clean food, water. Like be grateful and happy that you have that because people don't have that. And so, gratitude is so important. The last episode I was talking about my personal growth journey and literally just being grateful. I actually want the word grateful tattooed on me somewhere eventually because like it is so important to be grateful and happy with what you have. And I know it's easier said than done. And like I've had, like I said earlier, like a very good life. And like, so maybe it's easy for me to be grateful for everything. But like I said, even if you are able to eat food and have a place to sleep, like be grateful for that because thinking about the positives and like the things that you do have will help so much. And I think that's especially important for this time of year because if you are struggling and like thinking about all the sad things, thinking about how you're so lonely on the holidays, that's like one thing that used to bug me is whenever the holidays would come around, it would make me really want to be in a relationship because I'm like, all the cute couple things that people do and stuff and like just like the love that's all around it like makes you want to like be in love. And it's like now I'm like fine and like I don't need anybody and the right person will come when they come. But it's just like if you are sitting there thinking like, oh, I'm so lonely like this Christmas or like whatever, like first of all, don't depend on other people for your happiness. Number one, like be happy with you and with what you've got because when you're sitting there like, oh, I'm so lonely, I need somebody, then they're not going to come, which I know it's so corny. Everyone says like love will come to you when you're not expecting it. But I feel like that's true. And it also won't come until you feel like you're really ready for it. Like if you're doing terrible with yourself and you have no self-respect, no self-worth, you're going to attract people that will treat you that way because you'll also let people treat you bad because you have low self-worth. I don't even know where I was going with this, but just being grateful that you have what you have and don't be sad if you're lonely or don't have a relationship because you don't need one and you can do everything that you can do with someone in a relationship with yourself or with your friends or with your family. Or if you have pets, do it with your pets. If you want to have a movie marathon and you have no friends or no boyfriend or no girlfriend, sit down on the damn couch with your dog or cat and watch a damn movie. Like, you don't need anybody else. Oh, I know why I brought this up. because people feel sad around Christmas time. So I just wanted to say, moral of that was just to be grateful for the things you do have and don't dwell on the things you're missing or lacking or that you don't have, because having gratitude and being grateful is so important for a happy life. And that is what Christmas time is all about to me. I think Christmas time is really genuinely all about joy and being grateful for friends and family and all the happiness. And I hope that you guys have a great and happy holidays, whatever you do celebrate, and Merry Christmas. The next episode is going to come out the day before New Year's Eve. So I also hope you guys have a great new year. And please, like I said, comment down below what you guys do for Christmas and your tradition in the order you do things, because I'm genuinely curious, because everybody does things so differently. Also, leave in the comments below some other podcast ideas you want me to do. I really want to do a relationship advice episode where I post and I want you guys to anonymously give me questions or things that you're going on in your relationship, and I give you advice, because I think I have good advice and I really would love to make that an episode. So if you guys would be interested in that, comment down below, comment other ideas. Please follow my socials, follow my Instagram, my TikTok, and Spotify. They are all also Banter with Brooke. I would really appreciate that. And if I do post a relationship advice for you guys to submit anonymously, I probably will post that on my Instagram story. So follow that account to make sure you can submit your response on there. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload every episode. And like I said, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas, happy holidays, happy New Year. And just, I hope you guys have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. And follow my socials. The link will be in the description. Subscribe. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.